back. Welcome to another edition of Daytime Ottawa right here on Rogers TV. It's good to have you here. The Owl Cafe is one of Ottawa's only social enterprises that specifically hires and trains staff on the autism spectrum. It's a special place. Let's find out more right now. We say hello to a junior barista. Is it a barista or barista?
Barista.
Barista. See, okay, thank you. Good to have you here. Danian Veenstra with the Owl Cafe, and Suzanne Ford is here as well, Director of Services with the Wise Owl Maclure Co-op. Am I correct? Do we have the right titles here?
That is correct, yes.
Because you seem like you're a pretty busy lady.
It's definitely busy.
Yeah. Can you tell us a bit of the history of the Owl Cafe?
Well, the Owl Cafe recently, this is our 4th week, we've opened in Ottawa. Prior to that, we had a 3-year pilot in Carleton Place that we ran, and it was so successful that we decided to move it to Ottawa.
Okay, so why did you move it to Ottawa?
Because a lot of the kids that were actually coming out to work at the Owl Cafe, apply for jobs, were living in Ottawa, and our organization is based in Ottawa.
So it's a bit of a hike to get out there.
It is a bit of a hike for families.
Okay.
We saw the need in Ottawa much greater.
Yeah. Okay, so you provide coffee with a purpose. So what exactly takes place?
Well, it's a cafe with young people on the autism spectrum, and we also have other individuals with other developmental disabilities that are joining us sometimes. The point is that the young people, we would like to offer them relevant work experience. A lot of these young people will go on to post-secondary and college, university, and then the world of work, and we would like to give them an opportunity to gain some work experience before that happens.
Okay, so Danian, you've been gaining some valuable work experience then. So what exactly do you do at the cafe?
Well, I serve coffee.
Yeah.
I make various lattes and decadent espresso type coffees, as well as I'm a junior facilitator for some of the social groups we have after hours.
Nice.
So,
Is it difficult to learn how to make coffee? Because I couldn't do it. It's got to be instant for me.
it's fun. You memorize patterns and then it becomes second nature.
Yeah, that's great.
I have quite a bit of fun with it.
That's good. So is there a lack of employment opportunities then for those living on the autism spectrum?
What we found in the past was that young people on the spectrum had difficulty getting through the interview process if they hadn't had any previous work experience. When they applied for a job and went through the interview process, their young people tend to be straightforward and honest, and that tended to not go so well in an interview. Sometimes they would give information maybe they shouldn't share, like previous mistakes, things like that. So we found they just needed some relevant experience first.
And I think that's probably the most important part, the experience, to get this experience under your belt.
Exactly.
Okay, so can you tell me maybe, Daniel, some of the social connections you've made at the cafe, some of the friends you've made along the way?
Well, through the cafe and through the social groups around it, I've made a lot of like-minded friends who share similar interests in music, share similar interests in animals, and I've had the opportunity to meet a lot of people who think very similar to me.
And that's great. That's great. It's good to have that structure for sure. So can you tell me how the community has reacted?
I think that the community is interested. For people that don't know a lot about autism or people that may be living with autism, they enjoy coming to the cafe, meeting the kids, talking to the kids, especially parents that have young children that are just recently diagnosed. They like to come to the cafe and talk to Daniel or talk to other people that work there about what it's like living with autism and what they can do to help their children.
Now it's located at 1140 Morrison Drive.
That's correct.
So what ages are you talking here?
So for young people to work in the cafe, 14 and up.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
all right.
So I'd probably say 14 until their mid-20s. At that point, we hope that the goal is not for them to stay in the cafe forever. It's to gain experience and then transition out into the world of work.
Okay. So social isolation, would you find that that's a big concern with those on the autism spectrum?
I would say if we went back a few years, so we've been doing programs now for quite some time, there was a lot of young people on the spectrum that may or may not have recognized they were on the spectrum, and they tended to be very isolated and home by themselves, and not a lot of friendships developing.
Okay, Daniel, can you tell us about some of the amazing product that you brought here as well? Looks like, is that a scone? Is that the correct?
Oh,
no, I'm not sure. Pastries?
So these are scones, and these are just some of the nice decadent treats we serve alongside our coffee. Our coffee is Equator Coffee, which we partnered with in Almont. And we also have the gift baskets that we do sell at our cafe front as well. So.
So there's everything that people could ask for when it comes to a coffee shop.
Oh, yeah.
And So how does the training work then when it comes to the coffee shop? You hire somebody and then, and is it long training hours?
Not necessarily. We just hired a young woman 2 weeks ago who is on the autism spectrum, and Daniel has spent the last 2 Saturdays training this young lady. So they train alongside junior baristas and myself or staff in the agency, and really it's about connecting with the customers. It's about dialoguing with the customers. It's about following instructions, having a supervisor, working with coworkers. It's all that kind of stuff that's really important.
Now, when the cafe isn't open, it also becomes a hub?
Well, when it's not open, I mean, our agency does programs 5 evenings a week for young people on the autism spectrum. So if it's not open, the kids love to be in the cafe. They hang out, we game in there. We have a gaming night on Monday nights. We have a Friday night social club. So we kind of hang out in the cafe. It's very social.
It's a busy spot.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned as well, so it's not just for people, kids or young adults that are on the autism spectrum.
The Owl Cafe was started for young people on the autism spectrum, specifically. Our agency, Owl Maclure, serves all disabilities. So since we moved back to Ottawa, we do have people at our centre in the daytime that have developmental disabilities, and they wanted to be included. So they come and work in the cafe with us.
And now, you know, Daniel, that of course people need their daily coffee, right? And most coffee shops see people kind of grumpy if they don't get it right away, but this is a different kind of place. Customers are happy when they go in, no matter what.
I will tell people owl facts if they come in.
Owl facts?
Yeah.
Can you tell me an owl fact?
Sure. The barred owls are the most common owl in Ontario.
Yeah, barred owls?
Barred owls, yeah.
Barred owls.
Which is the owl that we have in our cafe.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Like an actual owl?
We have a beautiful picture. It's a female owl.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, Danny would like a real one.
I thought there was just
that
one
would be
more
a dream
reason
to go visiting.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Daniel and Suzanne, thank you very much. For more details, ysowlmaclure.org is the website to go to. And people should check out the Owl Cafe in Ottawa, 1140 Morrison Drive. We appreciate your time.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Suddenly I want a coffee. We have much more daytime coming up in moments. I'm Dylan Black. Don't go anywhere. This is Rogers TV.